Hey, inky friends. It's Bailey from the Fountain Pen Ink Station. I hope everybody's doing well, day or night, wherever you're at. I'm coming at you with a pretty epic ink swap round a million. I have a really awesome friend who's been going through a hard time. I hope everything's going well on their end. So I'm going to swatch the inks from our ink swap. We've done this before. This might be the first time I've actually videoed it. So come along with me, friends. I already unboxed everything because I was unboxing it yesterday on camera, and wouldn't you know, gone. So at least now we have a fresh start. Today's a new day. Let's get going, friends. All right, friends. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm really excited to get swatching. I have a water cup off to the side that you guys can't see. My cat, Nori, was on my desk, and who knows where she put my Speedball B0 nib. But if you remember, friends, I had recently got a second one, so I still have my old one. See how dirty it is. Friends, I don't know if you knew this or not, but if you take some Dawn Power Wash on this white piece, it cleans it off. Perfect. That's not even a word. Friends, if you take Dawn Power Wash on just this white part, like if you cover this part, it cleans this off really good. I do have some rusting on here, but that's only because I've been dipping it too far in my water. And at this point, yeah. Just now when I clean it off, I only dip, here if I can show this. Let's see. My water's a little dirty, I promise. I was just cleaning my nibs off. Maybe, can you see that, friends? Maybe halfway. And then I try to use a cloth on the rest of it to keep it from getting too much water up there to prevent further damage. Okay, friends, let's get started. I have not organized any of this. Yesterday was kind of a whirlwind of a day for me. I've been going through a lot of stuff and just trying to take it day by day. Typically, I would like to organize this a little better by brand or color, but I will try to do my best, friends. Okay, I'm going to start with the Birmingham Pen Company inks, and then we'll try to keep in line. So if you see me reaching around and moving things, that's why. So let's start with this first one, Birmingham Pen Company Raspberry Rain. I almost said pain. That would be, well, actually, raspberry bushes do have thorns. So that is not completely inaccurate. If you have a raspberry bush, you know. I have not seen this one. I have not looked up any of these inks except for maybe a couple of them. And that was when I was asked, when we were swapping inks. Typically with an ink swap, you share a list of, like I have Fountain Pen Companion, and so does this person. Or some people use Airtable. I probably should put Birmingham for those who don't know what the initials are. So we shared ours. So I looked up some of them just to see if I've seen them before or anything. But I did not look up most of these. Raspberry Rain. That is a really pretty color. And friends, I'm going to actually grab, I have a writing board. I'm going to put that behind because I've had some issues with this paper. And I would still like to use the other, not the back side of this, but the next one. So because I'm so zoomed in, I'm going to have to finagle my screen a little bit. So, all right. The next one we're going to do is Birmingham Pen Company Periwinkle. And it's purple. I know I have not tried this one, actually. as we're swatching, I'd be curious to let me know if you tried any of these, or if you see any that you're like, oh, that looks really, really nice. I'd like to try that. It's always nice to see what people's preferences are. Yeah, I expected this to be a little bit brighter based on the name. We'll see how it dries. Okay, so that's Periwinkle from Birmingham Pen Company. I think the next three are dissimilar from each other. So let's do Birmingham Pen Company Oil Beetle. This looks like it could be a sheening teal. And I think I'm going to zoom you out just a little bit so you can actually see a little bit more than what my hand's covering. So it's Birmingham Pen Company Oil Beetle. Alright, friends, hopefully that's okay. And the next one we're going to do is, I wish I would have looked this one up. Birmingham Pen Company. And this looks like it's coking coal, but I'll look it up and see if that's the name of it. Okay, it is called coking coal. Get a little bit more of my nib here. So Birmingham Pen Company Coking Coal. Looks like a brown gray. And the last Birmingham Pen Company ink I have, unless I find another one, I think this last one, is Water Bear. This is one I did request. I'm curious what the color is going to be, because online I couldn't tell if it was a brown pink or if it was like a brown. So we'll find out together, friends. It'll be a journey for both of us. Because it looks pretty brown in the vial. That was probably blurry, but yeah, see, it looks more brown. From what people were swatching, it looked more brown than what was showing on the swatch card on their site. Have you tried Birmingham Pen Company inks? They're based out of Pittsburgh, like the Pittsburgh metro area, near Cranberry Township. I want to say it's a small maker. There's just 2 of them over there that are doing this. So there's some variations between batches. But, oh, that's turning my water that nice fluorescent green that happens. So they do like releases pretty frequently, but what happens is you'll see an ink and then you'll go to find that ink and they won't have it anymore. And I know they've been trying to re-release some of their inks, but it's pretty infrequent. Okay, I'm gonna then swatch my one Diamine ink, Diamine Green Umber. And we had organized this swatch quite a while ago. Just life happens. Diamine Green Umber. Can't wait to swatch that next to my other Diamine Greens to see how it looks next to them. Okay, let's do, give me a second. I could probably fit one more on this page. Oh, I do have another Diamine. Let's do that one. See, this is a good thing I checked. I have not tried this one. Diamine Spearmint Diva. I know nothing about this ink. I can't tell if it's a shimmer. It doesn't look like there's a shimmer, so let me know down below if you've tried this one or not. It's very bright. Oh, I like that. I do not remember this ink. I'm gonna have to look it up here while this is drying. All right, I'm gonna look this up real quick. So it is part of the Shimmertastic line. I'm not seeing a whole lot of shimmer. Oh, I can see it now. So I'll see when it dries if I need to maybe shake it. I should have just, did that before, but we're going to let these dry and then we're going to do the next page and then I'll come back. And when we're done swatching everything, then I'll go through the colors. So I'll be back, friends. All right, friends, we're back. Let's turn the page. Hobonichi problems. This is actually not typical of the one that I use the Hobonichi Cousin, and I've not had this much bleed through on that. So far, I've not had any feathering like I did a while back, so I'm going to keep using this because I don't want to waste. I want to use what I have. This is still not dry. What? All right, I'm going to use my blotter paper. If you don't have blotter paper, I would highly recommend it. Okay, let's get going on the next one. My water's already looking pretty nasty over here. Friends, we had sunlight and it's going away, and it's only, time is it? 11 o'clock. What is going on? We were supposed to get rain and then we weren't supposed to get rain. So now I'm wondering, now are we getting, like, what is going on, weather? Come on, make up your mind. Okay. Back to the ink. Sorry for getting on a little sidetrack there. If you're new here, hold on to your hat because that happens quite a bit. All right, let's try to do, I am such an odd person. I like to keep it in alphabetical order. And that's just the way my neurodivergent brain works. Let's move on to Ferris Wheel Press. I think I only have 2 of them. So the first one we're going to do is Ferris Wheel Press Mechanics of the Stars. There's a shimmer in it. These both look like aqua and blue. Well, both blue, but one's more aqua. So we'll do the aqua leaning towards one first. Friends, I'm trying to learn my different shades of blue. Blue is not my favorite color to write with. So I haven't been well versed in it. But I'm finding now that I'm actually exploring blue a little bit more, I do lean towards blue-gray. And I am liking aqua. So these bright blues. Nope. I almost did FWP, which is the acronym for Ferris Wheel Press. For anybody who might be new I'll put it here just in case you see it and you're not sure what FWP is. Mechanics of the Stars. And friends, I've been trying to write with a different grip, and I cannot figure out how. Like, I know some people can write like this and then straight on, but to me that's really uncomfortable. I'm curious, what is your writing grip like? I just do what's comfortable. That's, I think, what I've always done. Next one is Astral Blue Odyssey. Looks really thick, so I'd be curious, maybe it's a shimmer? I'll have to look these up when I'm done. Maybe when we're waiting for them to dry, I'll look them up and we can talk about them when we go over it. This is another color I like, as long as it doesn't sheen. Okay, so Astral Blue Odyssey. Friends, I hope everybody's doing well. I know I said this already, but you know, I want this to be a place where everybody can kind of just take a deep breath and kind of just step away from the real world for a little bit. I think that's what brought me into fountain pens, is just finding an escape, a place that made me happy. And fountain pen ink makes me happy. So I would like that for everybody else as well. Let's do, I only have one journalized called Cosmic City. I had one journalized sample a long time ago when I first started in the fountain pen world. Wow, look at that. And I had so many issues with it clogging my pen. Oh, look at that. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Ooh. Okay, let me shake this up better. Okay, we're just going to keep going. So that was when I used like Pilot Metropolitans. And the Pilot Metropolitans have really fine nibs on them. And I think mine were all mediums. And those pens, they only go up to a medium. It's not until you get up higher where you get to the broads. And the journalized ink would clog in all of those nibs, rightfully so, because first of all, shimmers don't do well in finer nibs, period. Let alone in finer Japanese nibs. Journalize Cosmic. So if I use this in a pen, it'll probably be one of my number 8 nibs or one of my Banus. My Banus handle shimmer pretty good. This seems like a really thick shimmer, like a vintage shimmer. So I'll be interested to see how much that clogs up. Okay, let's do... I think I only have one Colorverse. Let's do Colorverse next. Okay. And this one's Milky Way. I think that was from last year's Advent calendar. I did not get the color vent last year. I did not get it this year. Truthfully, I probably won't get it next year either. I have not loved what's come out of the color vents. Just, I don't like a lot of the colors that are, they lean towards, like blues and pale colors. The only problem with Colorverse is they do a vote that pick the top 3, And if you see one that you really like, it did not get the color vents calendar, but it did not get picked, then you really don't have a way of trying it unless you have a friend who is willing to share their bottle. Whereas with the Diamine ink vent, they release all of their bottles. Excuse me, friends. They release all of their bottles around July, August. So even if you missed out, but you liked a certain color, you can still get that. You just have to wait a little bit longer. Let's do my only Diatramentis, and this one is Diatramentis. I think this is Magenta Copper. I think this is one I had requested. I only have Diatramentis Document Blue, I think it's Sienna Brown or Sepia Brown. And I think I have a couple like from their regular line, Jane Austen. And I think that's it. And they have, if you've ever seen their line of inks, friends, they have so many inks, including scented inks if you're interested in that. And they're not too unaffordable, if that's the right word I'm looking for. But I am not a huge fan of pink with gold shimmer, so I wanted to see how this looked before I committed to any more of it. So I appreciate this sample a lot, actually. And that's what I love about doing pen and ink swaps, that you can try samples. Maybe you're not familiar with the brand or familiar with the ink, and you can try it without having to commit to a full bottle. I forgot one, friends. Ferris Wheel Press Workshop Wishes. Well, it's okay. We'll add it down here. Learning to embrace a little bit of the chaoticness. This is another one where the shimmer is just crazy. What the heck? Shake that one. Friends, do you live in an area where you are getting spring flowers yet? If so, which ones are blooming already? Our snow is finally melted, so I have not seen ours pop up yet. Typically around here, tulips are the first to come up. Friends, sorry, this is Ferris Wheel Press Workshop Wishes, which is one I thought I had a sample of, and I could not find it. And I think this one is discontinued, so you're not able to get it, unfortunately. And I think I ranted that in another video, but that's one of my biggest issues with this hobby, or this, yeah, I guess it'd be hobby, is some companies will do a limited release, or they will release something. Let me fix this here. And it's kind of gives you that feeling of FOMO, and I'm not a huge fan of that mentality. I think we do enough consumerism in this world. I think that just adds to it. Okay, the next one we're going to do, I only have a couple of these Organic Studios, so let's do those. I told you this was an epic ink swap, friends. So let's do Arsenic Gray. I love gray ink. I'm excited to try this one. I'll have to ask where you can find Organic Studio inks, because they're not typically at the places I've been looking. They have a lot of good colors. So I will look, but if you know, let me know in the comments too if I forget to look it up. I tend to get a little sidetracked. Luckily, it's earlier in the day, so my kids are not home yet. I had to think about what day it was. But soon that won't matter, because we're going to be on spring break here. I think we're counting down to 5 weeks now. Organic Studio. Arsenic. I'm really liking this one. It's not even dry yet. I was watching another YouTube video today, and they were talking about how when they first started in this hobby, they leaned towards black and blue, and was it gray ink? I can't remember if it was gray. Sorry, friends, if I'm off, but I think it was gray ink. And this one is, I think, potassium lavender. And I thought that was interesting because when I first started, I liked all of the bright and pale colors. And at that time, like I said, I was using finer nibs, so I was getting frustrated because I couldn't see very well the inks out of those fine nibs, or if I had a shimmer ink, because that's what I like, they would clog. I don't think I really ever liked blue ink, even when I was a teenager and wrote with gel pens. Oh my gosh, my nib is so scratched. I'm gonna have to replace this at some point. I think I've always preferred the black ink over blue. Friends, do you have this dip nib? It's the Pilot Aruyuzushi dip nib. Have you noticed over time that it wears down? I think we were talking about this on All Octopus's stream on Twitch. I'm wondering if this is what we were talking about. Like, I know the barrels can wear down, but I guess it does make sense that the actual tip would wear down. Let me know, friends. It kind of like seems like it catches. Okay, I'm going to try to fit one more ink on here, and that's the J. Herbin Stormy Gray. I think I have tried this before, it's just been a long time. So it's good to kind of revisit it. I'm really liking this potassium lavender, friends. Oops, I did not mean to, oh, okay, well, you know, we're just going to roll with it. And for anybody who's a 90s era, 80s, 90s, I had a Clueless stuck in my head at that moment. Rolling with the punches. If you pictured that scene or know what I'm talking about, let me know. And this is from their 1670 line. I've also seen it called Gris. Let me look it up while we're waiting for it to dry. It's also called something else. So if you're looking for it and you don't see Stormy Gray, you know what to look for. So friends, we still have quite a few more inks to go, so hold on to your hats. Let's let these dry, and then we'll swatch the next ones. Let me move this up. Okay, see you back here, friends. Okay, friends, we're back. Move my dice out of the way because I was filming a video at the same time as this. A different video. Look at this paper. This is driving me nuts. No feathering still. Like, we had feathering on like 2 pages and then nothing on these ones. So I don't know what's going on. We're gonna keep persevering. We're gonna keep going on our epic ink swap haul. I missed a Birmingham Pen Company ink, like to hide. This is Cherry Blossom, and I'm excited because it's like a pink. And I was just talking about how I don't have much pink Birmingham Pen Company ink, so here we go. Although this looks more purplish red. I messed up my snake. Okay, so that's Cherry Blossom from Birmingham Pen Company. And then the next one I wanted to do was, where did that go? Yeah, Robert Oster Ghost. This is a gray ink as well, and there is shimmer. I can't remember what their line is called. Is it the sparkling? No, this. Shimmertastic is Diamine. Let me know down, friends, what the Robert Oster shimmery line is called. Hey, says Robert Oster Ghost. The next one is is it PW Ackerman? I don't know what PW stands for. I could probably find out and put it down in the description, but SBRE Brown. I watch SBR Brown's channel. He's got a YouTube channel. And he's always talking about how his brown ink is the best. So I'm ready to put that one to the test. See what I did there? Drum roll. Ba-da-da-da. Okay, sorry. If you're new here, I love puns and dad jokes and just being silly because this world is hard enough as it is. This kind of reminds me of boot leather. Is it boot leather? Like tan hide. Acker. Have you tried this ink, friends? It is nice flowing. I'm excited to see what it looks like when it dries. It's more orange leaning when it's wet. Okay, let's do Tono and Limbs. I think I have a few of those. And friends, if I take a pause, I have pots, and sometimes that affects me. And it's been affecting me a lot more lately. So sometimes I have to take a minute just to regain my composure. Tono and Limbs, Winter Pen Life. No shimmer, looks like. And the person I swapped with has a great collection of Tono and Limbs ink. Cat hair, sorry. He has a great collection of Tono and Limbs ink. And I was just telling my husband, I would like to see more places carry Tono and Limbs. Right now, is it called Little Craft? I know it's Little Craft Fest, but the store, I think it's called Little Craft Store, or Little, I'll put it down below, but they sell Tono and Limbs. Vanessa Pens carries some, they're getting more, but they carry some of the Tono and Limbs. Yoseka Stationery, I think, was the first one. And there's probably some other smaller stores, but like Jet Pens, they only carry the baby line. And Atlas so far has not carried them. And I'm hoping to see that expand because I really enjoy the Tono and Limbs line of ink. The next is a collaboration they did with Cafe Cali. I'm not sure where to find this one. Tono and Limbs Wall. It's Cafe Cali's Wall Gray. I can't tell. I don't think there's shimmer. I don't think there's shimmer in this one. I'm really excited about this one, but I'm also excited and also nervous because if I can't find it and I love it, I'll be a little sad. I really like that. Okay, the next tonal limbs we have is Sunset in Space. No shimmer. I'm actually surprised none of these tonal limbs that I asked for or that he gave me have shimmer. I really like tonal limbs shimmer because they're really fine, and I have not had any issues, knock on wood, that they've clogged my pen. This is an interesting one. I think it's going to go down light and then dry darker, if I had to guess, because it's really light in writing right now. And that's typically what tonal limbs ink does if you're not familiar with tonal limbs. Okay, the next one is Troublemaker Moon River. I've really been interested to try this one. And I think when I was doing my Venice purchases, they were out of stock. Friends, I see some feathering on this, so I'm a little bit worried we're going to have an issue. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so Troublemaker Moon River. I really want to put that one in a pen. Okay. That one's Troublemaker Moon River. That's really pretty. I'm gonna have to move you up, otherwise you're not gonna see the next ones. And then I'm trying to think. I have quite a few Van Diemen's. I'd like to do them together. I've already swatched this a few times, but I'm gonna swatch it again. That's my chair is really squeaky. Sorry guys. Mont Blanc, Jane Austen. This is a discontinued. Well, I don't want to say discontinued. It was one of those limited edition inks, and now in order to get it, you have to pay an egregious amount of money, and I don't agree with that. So I'm gonna cherish what I have. So thank you for sending me a little more. I got some from another pen friend, and I'm almost out of that. So I'm glad to have a little bit more. And I don't think there's anywhere online that you can actually get Mont Blanc samples. Unless you can find somebody on Etsy or eBay. If you know of a place, let me know. I not get a lot on that nib. Okay. So that one was Mont Blanc Jane Austen. I'm not going to add any more down here because the ones I have left, I kind of want to try to group together. So we'll come back and look at these when they're dry. Well, we'll go to the next page. We'll look at these when they're all dry. And see how they did. So I'll be back, friends. Hey, friends. All right, let's get back to swatching. We left off with the Mont Blanc Jane Austen. So now we're going to swatch what's left of this epic ink swap swatching. We're going to swatch Van Diemen's Euro Honey Wing. I need to look that up. B-Wing? That's really pretty. But I will have to find the name because if I like it enough, I might have to get a bottle of it. That's really pretty. And friends, between the last page drying and now, when I walked away, this got moved and I can't find my pencil board on the back of it. Like, how does that even happen? I don't understand it. All right, and then we recently swatched this for something. Van Diemen's Luna Moth. That's right, I got a little bottle of this from my Reddit friend. I think I said it then, and I'll say it now. I think it'll be interesting to see how this is in a broad nib because it's so light. And then we're gonna do Van Diemen's Cuckoo Wasp. Looks like a blue shimmer. Let's do Van Diemen's December of 2024. Keeping with the green theme here. I think there's shimmer in it. I can't tell though. There's shimmer. That's pretty. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think all the Van Diemen's months don't actually have a name to them. At least not these ones. I know they've just released ones that also, but they do actually, because you have Luna Moth. Fawn was just released. So maybe back in 2024 they didn't. Let me know down, friends, if you know. Have they always was the months of the year just for 2024 and they started naming after that, or did they just discontinue having months of the year, if that makes sense? Let me know. And then we have Van Diemen's Aria. That's really pretty. That reminds me a lot of Orchid Mantis. That would actually look good in that blush Pattaya Kaveco I have. That's pretty. And then I think we'll move to our Vinta the Maiden. I feel like we've swatched this, but maybe we didn't. It looks familiar. Is this the one that's kind of like bubblegum pink? I think, friends. I just rhymed, sorry. Okay, let's Vinta the Maiden. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we swatched this one. Then Vinta Umber. Okay, we have 2 left. Let's move that out of the way. Do Waringle from the Earth to the, I think it's to the moon. And I think this is one I've been really wanting to try, so I'm excited to have it. It's not one that I don't think it's one I would buy just because it's blue. But it is one of the blues I like the blue-gray. Alright, the last one is Waringle Juliet. This is one I've been wanting to try. I think it's gonna be too, I don't know, bubblegummy, like red. There we go, too red leaning. But I'm excited to try it. I'm glad I saved this one for the last. And I'm not gonna say if I like it or not until it dries because I want to make sure I get the full reaction of what it looks like. Like if I know I like it already before it dries, I'll say something, but if it's like one I'm on the fence about, I'm not going to say anything till it dries. Just because it goes down so differently. After it dries. Alright friends, we're going to let this dry. And then we're going to come back and we're going to review all of them together. So it might be a little while, but at least we got them down on the pages. So we'll be back in a little bit to review. It'll probably be just a few seconds for you guys. So I'll be back, friends. Alright friends, all this is dry. I did forget to swatch one, so we could do that real quick at the end. It was the bottle that we had swapped. So we have Birmingham Pen Company Raspberry Rain. Can you see the little bit of shading on there? I'm trying to look while I'm sitting down, and that's harder sometimes. It's definitely more of a mauve red color. It's very, I love how sophisticated it looks. And then we have Birmingham Company Periwinkle. Let's see, did that bleed through? Well, okay, that's not fair. All these bled through. It's how many cheap issues that I've been having. This is an interesting ink. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to put it in a pen. It reminds me of Diamine Lullaby. And then we have Birmingham Company Oil Beetle. It's got a green base, and it's got some blue and a little bit of red sheen. Not a lot, which I appreciate about that. Then we have Birmingham Pen Company. It is coking coal. I love grays and blacks, so I love it already. It's going to take me forever to get through all the blacks and grays I have, but I love them still. It does look like coal. It even dries with a little bit of a matte color texture to it. And then we have Birmingham Pen Company Water Bear. It's a nice, like a dusty pink. It's nothing, no, too not. Birmingham Pen Company Waterbear. It's a nice dusty pink. There's just not a whole lot of extra stuff to it. It's a pretty ink. I love dusty pinks. This one surprised me. Diamond Green Umber. I have 3 or 4 diamond greens, and I feel like this is one I've been looking for. So I might have to get a bottle of this one. It's not like super crazy in the writing with shading, but it's just really beautiful color to look at, and diamond inks are affordable. And then Diamond Spearmint Diva. I love this color so much. It's bright, it's punchy, it's spring. Reminds me of spearmint gum. And the shimmer is not too crazy in here. I mean, I could barely pick it up. I just think maybe there wasn't a lot of shimmer in my sample, which is fine. I'm completely fine with that. And then we have Ferris Wheel Press Mechanics of the Stars. This ink is so intriguing. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at this since it dried. So you're kind of seeing it firsthand with me. I think that's the shimmer that's just kind of like leaving those cool little marks. I mean, it could be sheen, but I think that is the shimmer. That's really pretty. I'm excited to get that into a pen. It's very much like a bright aqua blue. And we have Ferris Wheel Press Astro Blue Odyssey, a blue-green shading with some shimmer. Or not blue-green, but blue with red shimmer. Plus, friends, words are hard. Ferris Wheel Press Astro Blue Odyssey. It's a nice blue that sheens with red and has shimmer. Pretty standard. Journalized Cosmic City. I'm excited to get this into a pen. I just have to figure out which pen to put it in. That's not going to clog it instantly. That is, I love it so much. Why do I like shimmer so much? Then we have Colorverse Milky Way. I like this more than I thought I would. I'm going to test it against other inks though before I buy. Actually, I'll probably do that with most of these, but because I feel like I have a color that's similar. Maybe not exact, but I'll just have to look before I buy it. I like this Diatramentus Magenta Copper. I'm still not wowed on the copper aspect, so I'm glad he shared a sample with me. For some reason, I'm just not a huge fan of pink and gold, like copper-like shimmer. I'm just figured that out about myself now. Ferris Wheel Press Workshop Wishes. Pretty sure this is discontinued, friends. Sorry. That's a really pretty light brown. Organic Studio Arsenic Gray. This one was really surprising. It went down gray and then it dried more brown. I really gotta look to see where I can find those. And then Organic Studio Potassium Lavender. That's really nice blue. I always lean towards like these grayish. They're not quite blue blacks. I don't love blue blacks, but it's hard to explain. I'd have to show you like a whole page of the blues that I love, and then you guys can tell me what I'm trying to describe, because I just know like blue-gray is kind of like where I lean towards. And then J. Herbin Stormy Gray. This one's just, I love this one. I wish this one wasn't so expensive. I did see they're putting out smaller bottles of the J. Herbin ink, so I might look when I'm at the pen show for a small bottle of this. And then we have Birmingham Pen Company Cherry Blossom. It's a lot more purple than I thought it was going to be. It's very pretty. I really like writing with this color ink. It reminds me of, do I still have that inked up? Boysenberry from Birmingham. I'll have to look. Anyway, I think I have that inked up too, but it leans more that color than Robert Oster Ghost. I don't know what is with me, gray and shimmer. Just give them all to me. What is going on? I mean, I'm always hesitant on Robert Oster shimmer, but that's pretty. I'm just worried about putting it into a pen. So again, with the other Journalized City, I might need to find a number 8 nib to put one of these in. And then we have P.W. Ackerman SBRE Brown. It's an orange leaning brown, which is what I like. I like the warm browns. Not the warm browns. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, technically it's brown, but to me it leans more orange than brown. And then Tono and Limbs Winter Pen Life. Oh, friends, this one's beautiful. I have a love affair with this color ink. I'm trying to think, was there another one I just had not too long ago? So kind of like, I don't know, Diamond Milk Chocolate like we had in 30 Inks 3 Days. Like, I don't know, I just love this color. Brown. Is it brown? Brown? Orange? What color would you guys call this? And then Tono Lim's Cafe Cali's Wall Gray. I was really excited when he shared a sample of this. Well, because I love gray, obviously. But I'm not even sure how to get this, so I'm really excited I was able to get a sample of this. I will cherish it. Tono Lim's Sunset in Space. This is a wild ink. This reminds me of those Kitty Inkpot chroma shading inks. Holy cow. You could even see some of it. Maybe not picking it up on camera, but you can kind of even see some of it in the writing. Too cool. That's cool. And then Troublemaker Moon River. Oh, I love this more when it was wet. Now that it's dry, there's a lot of like bubblegum pink colors to it, which I'm not a fan of. You know what, friends? I finally figured out why. Pepto-Bismol. That's what that color reminds me of, and I don't want to write with that. I think that's what that came down to. I finally figured this out. And then Mont Blanc Jane Austen. I think I've swatched this on here before. This is a really hard to get ink. Not impossible, but you'd have to scour and pay probably more than you should be paying for it. It's amazing. I love this ink. I'm going to cherish what I have left of it. Thank you again for sending that to me. I have so many colors on here that I love. Van Diemen's Euro Honeybee Wing. I mean, come on, that's the green I like. How is that next to Green Umber? Yeah, I mean, you can't see it too much. I'm sorry. That's the kind of green I like. Actually, it's kind of like green gray, like a gray leaning gray. A green leaning gray. There we go. Not a whole lot of shading, but it's still really pretty. Van Diemen's Luna Moth. I love this color. I think I'm gonna have to put it into a calligraphy nib in order to actually get any benefit of reading it. Otherwise, I'll use it for art ink. Van Diemen's Cuckoo Wasp. Oh, is there shimmer in this? Yeah, I think there is. Okay. I like this ink. It reminds me a lot of like Diamine Citrus, Robert Oster, or is it Robert Oster Citrus? I'm getting those two mixed up. Diamine Meadow, Robert Oster Citrus. There we go. But this one has shimmer. Van Diemen's December 2024. That reminds me of like a pine green. And there's some like red hailing around the edges. And the shimmer is actually really beautiful. It's like a blue, I don't want to say iridescent shimmer, but it's really pretty. Oh, there we go. Whee. I love it. Van Diemen's Aria, that, and this. I like this one more than I like this one. Aria is beautiful in writing. I don't like it in the swatch. This one reminds me of Pepto-Bismol. But if you like that kind of the color, like the writing actually is not too bad. Like I could probably write with that. But no, I don't like the swatch of it. Vinta Umber. That is a beautiful brown. I feel like we've swatched this one before, but either way, I really like that. And then Wearingeul From the Earth to the Moon. Another blue-gray, and I'm loving it. Not a lot of shading in some of these inks, and that could be just because of the paper. I don't know if you guys can see on Van Diemen's Aria, there is some shading. It looks like a silvery yellow. It's kind of cool. I really hope you guys can see it. If not, well, I hope maybe if you get the ink, you can see what I'm talking about. And then we have Wearingeul Juliet. I need to write with it before I say if I like it or not. I like the writing. It kind of almost reminds me of, what was that other one that took me by surprise? Blossom Lotus that I used a lot of. Yeah, Birmingham Pen Company of Blossom Lotus. that's what this reminds me of, and that color kind of took me by surprise, so I think I am going to like using this a lot. I just have to get it into a pen. So yeah, I think out of this page, Van Diemen Zero Honeybee Wing, and I'm excited for this one. I'm just worried it's not going to be too legible. Like this one I definitely might get a bottle of, and I am liking the color of this. I might have some too similar, but I do like this enough to get a bottle, and then we'll see about this one. If I could get a bottle, I would get a bottle of this if I could. I might even get a bottle of the Tonal Limbs Winter Pen Life. If I can't remember if that was also I don't think that was a Cafe Cali exclusive, but if it is, it's fine. But that's a pretty one, so I might try to look for that one. I do want to see where I can get Organic Studios ink, because I do like this Potassium Lavender. I think I mentioned at the pen show I'm going to look for this J. Herbon one. And then, yeah, I might, this is a good price, so I'll probably end up picking up a small bottle of the Green Umber. And then I think I'm going to really like Raspberry Ring, because it's just a color I like to write with. And then any of the blacks, I already know I like. It would just take a lot for me to buy a bottle, because I have so many black or black grays or gray blacks. And it would just take a lot for me to like, oh, I need to buy a bottle of this ink. Like Diamine or Wearing Gold Hades. Easy. I was like, yep, I need a bottle of that. So we have a friend. That's my ink swap. Let me swatch this other one real quick before I forget. I don't think I swatched it. Hailstorm. Nope. I don't think there's shimmer. Summer hailstorm. Friends, I don't know about you, but we're not getting hail any other time of year. Otherwise, it's called snow. And he had told me that it was not a blue, so I trust that he was right. And where's my dip pen? That shading, it's already shading. That's really cool. I want to put this next to Diamine Salamander. That's really pretty. I'm hoping that shading is showing up on camera. I think it is. So there we have it, friends. That is my ink swap with a really good ink friend who could probably use some extra good wishes and whatever you have to go that way. You know, life is not easy right now for everybody, but for some people it might be a little bit harder, and we gotta lift people up when we can. So just remember, friends, that you matter, and to give yourself grace, and to keep your head up and keep going. Okay, friends? Until next time, I'll see you on the next Fountain Pen Ink Station ink swatch. Bye!